Assalamualaikum and hello to Madam Fazrul Hanim. We will be presenting on notice of annual general meeting of AirAsia, NESTLE and DARBY. The group members are Shalin Nur Izzati, Muhammad Danish Haziq, Muhammad Hafizam and myself, Farisha Masira. In this report, the companies that we are investigating are NESTLE, AirAsia and DARBY Berhad in their notice of annual general meeting to identify if these companies are in accordance with the standards and policy of the Companies Act 2016. Nestle Malaysia Berhad is a food and beverage F&B manufacturer. Nestle's main objective is good food, good life, which stresses on how important the quality of food is to ensure a good and healthy life. They constantly find ways to improve and unlock what can be done with food to maximize its full potential in giving the full amount of nutrients that could improve everyone's quality of life. Furthermore, the key drivers of growth and factors in the organizational success for Nestle are the provision of high quality goods at competitive prices and the marketing tactics that the company has created. However, their goal still remains the same, which is to make sure everyone could afford and have accessibility to good nutritious food. I will now pass to the next presenter, Shalini.
Thank you, Farisha. Next, AirAsia, now known as Capital Air Berhad, is a multinational low-cost airline company in Malaysia. The primary line of work of AirAsia is providing air transportation for their customers. AirAsia is considered the largest fleet and destination in Malaysia compared to other airlines, like Malaysia Airlines and Firefly. AirAsia's strategy is to ensure that their passengers can enjoy a good flight with quality service, so when the passengers enter the plane, they feel comfortable and satisfied. Moreover, another main objective of AirAsia is to ensure that people of all income groups are able to fly. Next is SIME DARBY Berhad, a Malaysian multinational trading group involved in key growth sectors. Its main business provides service in the logistic, industrial, and also automotive sectors, as well as the healthcare and insurance sectors, and it is classified as the leader of the heavy equipment business. Some of the best brands in the industrial and automotive industry choose SIME as a partner. Moreover, SIME also provides award-winning private healthcare with a remarkable group of specialists and healthcare workers who are at the cutting edge of clinical care. Next, I will pass to the next presenter, Hafizam.
My name is Muhammad Hafizam, and I will continue on the notification of annual general meeting to the shareholders. According to Section 319 of Companies Act 2016, it stipulates that the manner in which notice to be given to the members. In the bracket of A, notice of a meeting of members shall be in writing and shall be given to the members either in hard copy or in electronic form, or partly in hard copy and partly in electronic form. In the bracket of B, a notice given in hard copy shall be sent to any member either personally or by post to the address supplied by the member to the company for such purpose. So in the bracket of C, a notice given in electronic form shall be transmitted to the electronic address provided by any member to the company for such purpose or by publishing on a website. Besides that, Section 320 of Companies Act 2016 provide that notice of a meeting of members shall not be validly given by a company by means of a website unless a notification to that effect is given. The company shall notify a member of the publication of the notice on the website, and such notification shall be in writing and shall be given in hard copy or electronic form, stating in the bracket of A that it concern on a meeting of members. In the bracket of B, the place, date and time of the meeting, and in the bracket of C, in the case of a public company, whether the meeting is an annual general meeting. Based on the information, Nestle, Berhad and AirAsia are using the same method that notify it through electronic mail and publish on their website, while some DARBY Berhad are using electronic form and publish on their website. For the notification of the annual general meeting to their shareholders. In conclusion, the notification of annual general meetings to shareholders for Nestle Berhad, SIME Berhad and AirAsia were complied with Section 319 of Companies Act 2016, in which they followed the Act by notifying their shareholders by using electronic form and publish in company's website, and also comply with the act that by stating the place, date, and time of the meeting. Next, for the date of notice versus date of annual general meeting, according to the Section 316 of Companies Act 2016, notice required for meetings of members in the bracket of 1, a meeting of members of a private company, other than a meeting of members for the passing of a special resolution, shall be called of at least 14 days or any longer period specified in its constitution. In a bracket of 2, a meeting of members of a public company other than a meeting for the passing of a special resolution shall be called by notice. In the bracket of A, in the case of an annual general meeting, at least 21 days or any longer period specified in its constitution. And in the bracket of B, in other in any other case, at least 14 days or any longer period specified in its constitution. In a bracket of 3, an annual general meeting may be called by a notice shorter than the period referred into subsection in the bracket of 2, if agreed by all the members entitled to attend and vote at the meeting. Based on the information, Nestle Berhad, SIME Darby Berhad, and AirAsia have given the notice of annual general meeting in 30 days for Nestle Berhad, and for SIME Darby Berhad in 29 days, and also for AirAsia for 52 days before the annual general meeting is held. According to the Act mentioned earlier, for public companies under Section 316 in the bracket of 2, a meeting of members of a public companies, those companies have complied to call their meeting of members exceeding 21 days.
Now I will continue about the date of current AGM and the date of last AGM. According to the Section 340 of the Companies Act 2016, every public company shall hold an annual general meeting in every calendar year in addition to any other meeting held during that period. To transact the following business, that is the laying of audited financial statement and the reports of the director or the auditors, the election of directors in place of those retiring, the appointment and the fixing of the fee of directors, and any resolution or other business of which notice is given in accordance with this Act or the Constitution. For the purpose of subsection, the annual general meeting shall be held within 6 months of the company financial year and not more than 15 months after the last preceding annual general meeting. A company shall not be required to hold an annual general meeting in the year of its incorporation or in the following year, provided that the company hold its first annual general meeting within 18 months of its incorporation. So, based on the analysis of those three companies, which are Nestle Berhad, SIME Darby Berhad, and Asia, all of these companies comply with Section 340 of the Companies Act. This is because the current annual general meeting was held not more than 15 months after the last preceding annual general meeting. So, for the mode of AGM and the platform, according to Section 334 of the Companies Act 2016, subject to the Constitution, a company may convene a meeting of members at more than one venue using any technology or method that enables the member of the company to participate and to exercise the members' right to speak and vote at the meeting. The main venue of the meeting shall be in Malaysia, and the chairperson shall be present at the main venue of the meeting. Based on the analysis, all of these three companies are using virtual annual general meeting on the online platform. Thus, these companies comply with Section 334 of the Companies Act 2016. Next, for the appointment of proxy, according to Section 334 of the Companies Act 2016, a member of a company shall be entitled to appoint another person as his proxy to exercise all or any of his right to attend, participate, speak, and vote at the meeting of members of the company. In the case of a company having a share capital, a member may appoint more than one proxy in relation to a meeting, provided that the members specify the proportion of the members' shareholdings to be presented by each proxy. The instrument appointing a proxy and the power of attorney or other authority, if any, under which it is signed or notarily certified copy of that power or authority shall be deposited at the register office of the company or at such other place within Malaysia as is specified for that purpose in the notice convening the meeting, not less than 48 hours before the time for holding the meeting or adjourn meeting at which the person named in the instrument proposed to vote, or in the case of a poll, not less than 24 hours before the time appointed for taking of the poll. And in default, the instrument of proxy should not be treated as valid. Based on the notice of annual general meeting of these three companies, which is NESTLE, SIME, DARBY, and AirAsia, all of the companies have allowed for an appointment of proxy for the meeting. All of these companies comply with Section 334 of the Companies Act 2016. All of these three companies allow the member to appoint not more than two proxies to attend and vote at the meeting. These comply with the Act Section 334(2) that states in the case of a company having a share capital, a member may appoint more than one proxy in relation to a meeting, provided that the member specify the proportion of the members' shareholdings to be presented by each proxy. Other than that, these companies also comply with the Act Section 3343 that state the instrument appointing a proxy and the power of attorney which is signed or a notarily certified copy of that power or authority shall be deposited at the register office of the company as it specifies for that purpose in the notice convening the meeting, not less than 48 hours before the time for holding the meeting, or in the case of a poll, not less than 24 hours before the time appointed for taking the poll.
Thank you, Danish. I will now explain the voting procedure. According to Section 2931 of the Companies Act, it states the general rules on voting, where it specifies that unless otherwise provided in the Constitution, in the case of a company having a share capital, A, on a vote, a written resolution, every member shall have one vote in respect of each share or stock held by him. B, on a vote on a resolution on show of hands at a meeting, every member shall have one vote. C, on a vote or a resolution on a poll taken at a meeting, every member shall have one vote in respect of each share or stock held by him. Meanwhile, in the case of company not having a share capital, every member shall have one vote. No member shall be entitled to vote at a meeting unless all calls or other sums presently payable by the member in respect of shares in the company have been paid. As for AirAsia and SIME, they conducted their voting based on a poll. Meanwhile, Nestle had not stated their way of conducting their voting in their notice of annual general meeting. All those three companies, AirAsia, SIME, and Nestle, had conducted their meeting virtually and had used remote participation and electronic voting RPEV during the virtual annual general meeting. Next, I will talk about the meeting agenda. In the annual general meeting, an agenda is important so that it provides a concise summary of the resolution that will be discussed and decided during the meeting. It is to ensure that there is a clear direction of the topics to be discussed without going astray. The notice of a meeting of members of a company shall state the place, date, and time of the meeting, and the general nature of the business of the meeting. Notice of meeting of members may include text of any proposed resolution and other information as the directors deem fit. When a meeting of members is adjourned for 30 days or more, notice of the adjourned meeting shall be given in the same manner as in the case of original meeting. Thus, based on our analysis, all three companies, AirAsia, Nestle, and SIME, had stated the place, date, and time of the meeting, and the general nature of the business of the meeting. According to Section 319, stipulates the manner in which notice to be given to members. A notice of a meeting of members shall be in writing and shall be given to the members either in hard copy or in electronic form, or partly in hard copy and partly in electronic form. B, a notice given in hard copy shall be sent to any member either personally or by post to the address supplied by the member to the company for such purpose. C, a notice given in electronic form shall be transmitted to the electronic address provided by the member to the company for such purpose or by publishing on the website. Thus, based on our analysis, all three companies complied with Section 319 as the notice of annual general meeting is published on the company's website, thus it is in electronic form. based on Section 320 provides that notice of a meeting of members shall not be validly given by a company by means of a website unless a notification to the effect is given. The company shall notify a member of the publication of the notice on the website, and such notification shall be in writing and shall be given in hard copy or electronic form stating that it concerns a meeting of members, the place, date, and time of meeting, and, in the case of public company, whether the meeting is an annual general meeting. The notice shall be made available on the website throughout the period beginning from the date on the notification until the conclusion of the meeting. Based on our analysis, all three companies comply with Section 320 because they had notified the members about the annual general meeting, which includes the place, date, and time of meeting in the notice of annual general meeting. I will now pass to the next presenter, Shirley.
Thank you, Farisha. Now I will present about the ordinary versus special business. According to Section 340, it requires every public company to hold an AGM in every calendar year in addition to any other meeting held during that period for the purpose of transacting the following business: laying out the financial statement and the report of the directors and auditors, the election of directors in place of those retiring, the appointment and the fixing of the fee of directors, and any resolution or other business of which notice is given in accordance with the Act or the Constitution. So in terms of ordinary business, Nestle, Asia, and SIME DARBY all conduct the same ordinary business. A special business is a business that is not one of the ordinary business specified in the section 340. All business must be conducted at a general meeting, whether it be an annual meeting or another one. So in the case of Nestle, the special business consists of the approval of the fee of directors, renewal of shareholders' mandate of recurrent related party transaction of a revenue or trading nature, as well as proposed amendment to the company's constitution. Next, in AirAsia, the special business of AirAsia for the year consists of the authority to allot shares, proposed renewal of existing shareholder mandate and new shareholders, mandate for recurrent related party transaction of a revenue or trading nature, and proposed renewal of share buyback authority of AirAsia Group Berhad. For SIME DARBY Berhad, the special business consists of the proposed renewal of share buyback authority of the company to purchase its own share, proposed renewal of existing shareholders' mandate of the company and or its subsidiaries to enter into recurrent party transaction of revenue or trading nature with related parties, as well as proposed renewal of existing shareholders' mandate and proposed new shareholders' mandate for the company and or its subsidiaries to enter in recurrent related party transaction. Next, I will present about the resolution to be passed. According to Section 290, a resolution of the members or a class of members of a private company shall be passed either by a written resolution or at a meeting of members. A resolution of the members or a class of members of a public company shall be passed at a meeting of the members, unless otherwise provided in the Constitution, where the Act does not specify the type of resolution required. The resolution of a company shall be passed as an ordinary resolution. Furthermore, in Section 290, subsection 1, it specifies that an ordinary resolution of the members of a company means a resolution passed by a simple majority of more than half of such members who are entitled to vote in person, or where proxies are allowed by proxy at a meeting of members, or who are entitled to vote on a written resolution. Okay, so in terms of the resolution, the ordinary resolution of Nestle are the re-election of retiring directors, reappointment of auditors of the company, and to authorize the director to fix their remuneration, to approve the payment of benefits to the directors, and propose renewal of existing shareholders' mandate and new shareholders' mandate for recurrent related party transaction of a revenue or trading nature. So all these are also present in SIME DARBY and AirAsia. So therefore, some of the ordinary resolution are different from other companies. For instance, in Asia and SIME DARBY, both of these companies have proposed renewal of share buyback authority of the company. Furthermore, in Nestle, there is only one special resolution, which is proposing amendment to the company's constitution. Meanwhile, in Asia and SIME DARBY, there is no special resolution. Okay, so next, I will pass to the next presenter, Hafizam.
In conclusion, the consequences of the COVID-19 outbreak in 2021 has been difficult for all companies throughout the world as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, which has resulted in travel restriction, geographical constraint, and physical distancing rules in all countries, and has made these challenges even more intense for all businesses. All businesses are at a disadvantage because they must remain compliant with the authorities' rules and regulation. Technology, on the other hand, has rescued the day, and there has been a huge shift to digital across the board. A new generation of technologies now allows firms to hold their annual general meetings electronically. The same is true for Nestle Berhad, Sanda Berhad, and AirAsia. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic in our country, these companies were able to have their annual general meetings virtually in order to meet Malaysian public listed company standard. Furthermore, at the COVID-19 pandemic, all proposed resolutions were approved via e-voting, with shareholders voting in real time on the virtual platform, all in conformity with statutory procedures. The COVID-19 epidemic has hastened the deployment of technology, resulting in disorganization, migration to virtual annual general meetings. Given the benefits of holding an annual general meeting virtually over in person, we believe that Nestle Berhad, Samdabi Berhad, and AirAsia effectively held their annual general meeting virtually during the COVID-19 pandemic in compliance with the requirements of the Companies Act 2016. So that's all from our group. Thank you.